And we're back again. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bantamweight Boxing Podcast, pound for pound, the number one boxing podcast around. I'm your host, Michael Waite, and I am dressed like a 6-year-old dad. Please leave me alone. I've been just come straight from work, but at least I don't look like Joe, dressed like a football.
I'm immersing myself into the sporting culture.
We got two polar opposites here. We've got a dad and a football hooligan. But talking about football hooligans, let's get into the intro. Joe.
Evening, everyone. Short and sweet.
Jim, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the pod tonight. Let's go.
Let's go, champ. Yep. Johan's here.
Yes.
Bringing the fun and the fighting.
Love it. Love the energy. So today we're going to be talking about a potential matchup between Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde. So Eddie Hearn did an interview the other day, I think it was with Kugan Cassius, and he basically said that he's made a big time offer to Anthony Yarde to fight Joshua Buatsi. So we thought we'd have a look at it, talk about that potential fight, because everyone's been talking about it for a while now. Proper domestic, dust up, but we still haven't seen it. And hopefully we get to see it soon. So let's not mess about. Before we talk about whether we think this fight is likely to happen, because I'm sure we probably all are a bit skeptical about whether we'll see this fight next. Let's go straight into, how do we see this fight going? If it was to happen, Johan, over to you. Let's get straight into
me straight away. Okay.
Yeah, give it to me straight.
Yeah. I don't see it as I see it Yarde all the way, really. Anthony Yarde's been in with stronger opposition. He looks strong. He's very strong in his last fight. Great combination punching in his last fight. The mentality, the focus. Buatsi, yeah, he looks great, but I'm not sure he's been in with the competition that makes me think that he is gonna. I think he's a top fighter, but I don't think he's gonna beat Yarde. That's my feeling. I think it will be a relatively comfortable victory.
Really, that's a bit
relatively
to say, go as far as to say comfortable.
Yeah, I would.
One of the things you're saying is about the size, and that is one thing you can't get over when you look at Anthony Yarde. He is just huge at that weight. Yep. But do you think in a fight with someone like Buatsi, a very fit, very all-rounded fighter, those big muscles, is he going to be able to do a proper full 12 rounds? Is he going to struggle with that? I mean, that's that the Buatsi is probably going to bring.
Yeah, I think
with Kovalev, we saw it with Kovalev. He gassed in that fight.
Yep, I think if it goes beyond 6 rounds,
fight at light heavyweight or
they're fighting at light heavyweight.
I thought they were moving up a weight, but maybe I'm wrong.
They both look like they're both fighting at light heavyweight if they were to fight, but both look like they're in different weight classes. If they stood next,
they do, and that's why one of the reasons why I think Yarde is gonna win the fight. I think if it gets beyond round 6, then maybe he's got some trouble, but I don't think it will. I think recently I'm trying to think who they were talking about. No, they're talking about Anthony Joshua, and they're talking about the roadman mentality that Yarde has and brought to his last fight. And I think, a lot of people have been dismissive of that recently. They said, no, it's all about boxing. It's not about, that's not really how it works. But to be fair, I think it does. I think that Anthony Joshua would benefit from a similar mentality. Go in there, blast him out. And I think that's what Yarde will do in that fight if it happens, but I don't think it will.
Okay. Joe, talking about roadman mentality, you're the one to go to.
Yeah.
This fight happens. Who do you see winning it?
Yeah, I see it being a points, no big. I think Yarde wins it. Like Johan says, again, like the caliber of opposition puts him in better stead. But I don't think it'll be that explosive, really. I think both men will have the sort of fear. Obviously, Yarde's already lost a couple of times now, so he's not really got that.
He's not got that fear.
Such, but Buatsi's so precious, and he's such a project that. Well, that's the reason he hasn't fought Yarde yet. Really, I think he's been managed. I just can't see the fight being made. If I'm honest, I just don't think it's the right move for it. You say it's a huge fight. It's only really a huge fight domestically, whereas both of these men now can complete at world level. Like Bivol's got the WBA.
Yeah.
Buatsi could go for that. So could Yarde. Yarde's been in there with Kovalev and others, and I don't really see how huge it actually is.
Yeah, neither of them probably want it.
That's a very good point.
Or the promoters don't want it, really.
Yeah, it doesn't really make
It's just a fun talking point, like so much crap that's on YouTube or wherever you look.
that
Where
is
they're
that
talking about
is
these
us, by the
kinds
way,
of
Joe. That
fights.
is us. You are slagging off.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But
Yeah.
I would, if I was to watch us, I definitely would.
Jim, would you say these two fighters, do you think we can class them now as world class? Like, I mean, world level fighters in their division, in the light heavyweight division?
Definitely Yard. I think Buatsi looks the real deal, but until he's been in with a higher caliber opponent, it's difficult to put him into that category. I think if you look at Buatsi's last 3 fights, yeah, I think he looks phenomenal. But you know, until he's gone the distance, I don't think he's ever gone the distance in any of his fights. You really don't know what his engine's like. You know, I think he looks sharp. His technique's great. He carries power. You know, he's committed. He's determined. He's got all the attributes to become a world heavyweight champion. I think Yard's got a bit more experience, had a few more fights under his belt. That may sway the advantage, but I think I would always put my money on the Croydon boy on a fight.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, this is actually quite interesting because usually in the podcast we all kind of agree on a similar view, but I have to say I actually completely disagree with you guys. I would 100% back Buatsi over Yard.
I just said I back Buatsi.
Pardon?
I just said I back him.
Oh, sorry. I thought your whole argument was.
No, I was teeing it up, going back and forth, getting people on the edge of their seats. You know.
Basically, you just stayed on the fence. Is what in a yes or no answer, you were just like, "I'm just going to cover my back, whatever I say." Well, fair enough. If you're Team Buatsi, that's 2-on-2. But yeah, I know. But both of you now said, Joe and Yarde, about caliber of opponents, and I don't think there's a particularly strong argument because who are you talking about? Lyndon Arthur, who is that the main guy in Kovalev?
Yeah, well, it's not so much just how good the opponents are; it's about being tested and being in a spot.
He's been tested, exactly. Yeah, he's been tested.
No, that's what he has never done.
He's been tested. Sometimes he hasn't overcome it though. I'd say that sometimes he hasn't overcome that testing, but he's still. You know,
well, he lost to him once as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and avenged it.
And to be fair to Yarde, the way he avenged that win
was put it to bed.
He dealt with him in the second fight.
Fourth round. Was it fourth round knockout, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it could have been earlier. But the way what I do love about Yarde, we've spoken about before, is that killer instinct. When he's got someone hurt, he knows how to finish on. He's got the speed, power, and it's devastating. But I feel personally that Buatsi is a better all-round boxer than Yarde. Sure. And I think Lyndon Arthur showed a blueprint in their first fight of how to beat Buatsi, of a good jab.
How to beat Yarde.
A good jab, keep him on the outside, and work, and potentially hurt him or whatever. I think you can beat Yarde. I'm not impressed with Yarde's jab at all. I think he'll struggle. Where he struggles is to get into range. Once he's in range, he's a monster. And I think there'll be times in the fight where, he'll back Buatsi up, let those hands go and cause a lot of problems. But I think Buatsi is probably technically a better fighter. And I would back, I'd probably even say Buatsi late knockout. I'd say round 9 or something like that. I could see it. Because I just think Yarde will get frustrated in the fight, will let his hands go, probably gas a little bit. Buatsi will probably hurt him. And I could see him putting him away. But I don't know.
No, there's a case there. That's a convincing case.
Yeah.
Right. What we should talk about is a fight that's actually going to happen very, very soon.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
Amir Khan. Let's do the predictions. Come on.
Let's do.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
This is a hard. We've only had like 15 years to come up with our. I still don't know.
Yeah.
Does it?
I would have gone. I've always said Brook.
Yeah,
and now the fight's actually happening. I'm like, Khan's going to do him. I don't know why.
Khan's going to do him. Yeah.
I just think Khan is
because I don't think Kell Brook can see anymore. I think he's lost his eyes. So I think that's what gives Khan the edge.
No, for me, I'm going Brook. Brook, he's been battered and bruised, as has Khan, but he's never really taken his eye. He's good.
No, he has.
Whereas Khan's been in the fucking jungle, mate. Like, he's been a celeb for years. He's not really been.
I thought that was like a euphemism or something.
He's literally been in the jungle.
What's that mean?
Yeah. Well, they both have. I think there's been photos of Kell Brook recently, and apparently he looks overweight. He looks massive. but I haven't seen it myself, so I'm just
Apparently, there's a
spreading the
rematch clause in it. Though.
Yeah, there is a rematch clause, which is an
You don't expect
one.
that for that sort of fight.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
that is a bit odd.
But yeah, I'm sure they'll finally do a trilogy. But my prediction for it, I've got no idea.
No, I think you're right with Kell Brook. That he's looking more and more out of shape. I don't like to say out of shape, old man, because considering, I mean, in comparison to how he has been, he to us, yeah, I think that Khan has the edge. I think Khan still has something in the tank.
Yeah,
I think it'll be an interesting fight, though.
I think it's going to be a fascinating fight. I think Kell Brook wins the first 4 rounds.
Yeah,
he's just going to go for him. And Khan will try and fight at range, keep the distance, wear him down. He knows that Brook doesn't have the tank, and he'll pick him off those quick jabs, bang, 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 and I think he'll win it. I always thought Brook would win.
I think I could see a Brook knockout. I think he'll knock him out. I think he's just. If you've had that hatred of someone, like they both hate each other for so long, like you're finally going to get that chance to share the ring after all the talk about it. I think he's just going to go gun high.
I think that goes against you. I almost think that goes against you. You know, when you're angry like that, you need composure. You know, you're in your optimum boxing mode when you're focused. You know, you're not overly emotional. But if you're angry and you're throwing punches with anger, you're going to get caught with a counter punch. And I think Brook hates him. I think Khan's a bit like, are you obsessed with me or something? In the build-up, Khan just seems quite relaxed.
Well, I think Khan, like they both obviously achieved similar things in boxing and stuff like that, but Khan was kind of held in a lot higher status, I think, with the British public, wasn't he? He was really loved.
And made it more worldwide, I'd say.
And he used to be on talk shows all the time and stuff like that. But Kell Brook never got that.
Imagine being well known because the way you got knocked out by Canelo or the way you got knocked out by Triple G, they got destroyed. They had no business fighting at that weight. Yeah. That was ugly. That was some of the worst promoting there, isn't it? To put to both of them, isn't it? They both got they're putting with monsters. They're putting with monsters. Yeah,
literally two of the biggest probably punchers in that kind of
And they're both so much bigger than them. Like so much bigger.
But no, that will be a good fight, and it's one of those where everyone wants to say they hate it, but we're all going to tune in and watch it. It's just classic.
It's a fascinating fight. It's a fascinating fight.
You have to see it.
And it will be fireworks, the build up, the final.
I think it's the one fight that actually, like they say, like Mayweather, Pacquiao, it came too late. This is a fight that's actually good coming late for all of the things we're talking about. I actually quite like it. The fact that they're both a little bit over the hill. It's got a kind of like a Rocky kind of feel to it. I think it's going to be dirty. I think it's going to be not like it's going to be ugly. It's going to make it an uglier fight. And I think that makes for a better, more entertaining fight in the build up and the fight itself.
Yeah. That's one thing you can't fake as a promoter is genuine hatred. And you get it rarely with boxing matchups. And I think you got it here. And when emotions get involved, is what Jimmy was saying with anger and stuff like that. That's when you get thrillers. Do you know what I mean?
It's like the Hey Bellew sort of saga.
And neither of them have got anything to lose. Do you know what I mean? They're going to get big paydays from here. They're probably going to have a rematch clause. So it's in their interest to make it an entertaining fight.
So
we'll see. Has anyone not given their prediction for that fight?
I'm going Brook.
We've all said Brook, haven't we?
No. I said Khan. You
said Khan. Sorry. I'm literally not listening to anything. All right. So, I think we've spoken about potentially Joshua Buatsi and Anthony Yarde, and another brilliant domestic matchup between Khan and Brook. And I think it's probably quite a nice place to round up the pod, really. Thank you everyone for listening. Please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And would everyone like to say a little goodbye?
Good night. God bless.
Good night. God bless.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. And I think we'll be talking about the Eubank versus Liam Williams fight, which is going to be in Cardiff. I think that's going to be a serious fight. I think that's a great fight. So anyway, thank you for listening and good night.